Hello and welcome to The Real World. My name's Cameron. Thank you so much for joining us again. We're going to take a look today at all the movies I got for Christmas. Be sure to give us a like, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to get notifications of all our videos. If you're a fan of movies, physical media, this is the place for you. Thanks again for being here. Let's jump right in. First up, we're taking a look at 2001 A Space Odyssey. I got this on the 4K format. This is a classic sci-fi movie. If you haven't seen it, it's a must-see. First time I watched it, wasn't a huge fan. Second time, I kind of got it a little bit more, and I understand its place in film history a lot better. This is a 2-disc set with the 4K Ultra HD version of the film, and then the Blu-ray with special features. Classic by Stanley Kubrick. Can't wait to pop this one in the player. This is a John McTiernan film called Last Action Hero starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. This was a couple years after Die Hard. He did this with Arnold, and it's just a lot of fun. It's about a kid that gets transported into this fantasy movie world. So I relate to it a lot. It's a lot of fun. Great UHD disc art there, and the Blu-ray as well has disc art, which is always fun to see. So got a lot of good special features on it too, so I can't wait to watch this one again. Next up, Atlantis, The Lost Empire. This is a really cool movie Disney made back in the early 2000s. Kind of went under the radar, but it is one of my favorites. Super underrated. Michael J. Fox leads an all-star cast of great characters. This is the 2-disc version. Actually, it's a 3-disc version because it includes the sequel, Milo's Return, which I have never seen. And maybe I'll check it out now that I have it in HD. But Atlantis, The Lost Empire, just a really, really fun movie. If you're a fan of Jules Verne and that kind of sci-fi, steampunk aesthetic, this one's for you. Next up, Alita Battle Angel. This is a really fun one by Robert Rodriguez. Robert Rodriguez directed this, and I still have not watched it. So my brother highly recommended it. I've heard a lot of people rave about it. James Cameron produced it, and so it's based on a Japanese manga, and really excited to put this one in the player as well. This is another 3-disc version. So you've got the 4K, the Blu-ray, and the 3D Blu-ray. My buddy Bert's going to be happy to hear that. So maybe one of these days I will actually get a 3D TV player, glasses, all that fun stuff, so I can watch this one in 3D because the 3D on it's supposed to be really good. Next up, The Call of the Wild. This is a Disney movie. Actually, it's a 20th Century Fox movie made right before Disney acquired Fox. So it didn't get a great theatrical release. It was right in the beginning of COVID, and so didn't make a lot of money. Actually lost the studio a lot of money. But it is really, really good. A really fun movie, really well made. Harrison Ford's great as always, my favorite actor. And it has a 2-disc version, 4K and the Blu-ray. Really fun, based on a book. I want to read the book. I've never read it. And there's an original version, I think, with Charlton Heston, made, I think, back in the 70s or something. But just really like this. A really fun adventure film the family can watch together. Really cool. Next is Steven Spielberg's West Side Story. This is one of my favorite musicals of all time, the original, and this new one I think is even better. So Spielberg, he was born to make a musical. This is the first one he's ever made. He's been directing for 40 plus years, and so it was really cool to see him tackle that new genre. This is another 2-disc version, 4K and the Blu-ray. It's got a lot of good bonus features on it as well. Just a movie that I really enjoy. Great cinematography here, so check this one out if you haven't. Up next is Nope, the 4K Ultra HD version of Nope. This is one of my favorite movies of 2022, so I had to own it. Jordan Peele, such a great filmmaker, such a smart, innovative, different kind of filmmaker. This is a very unique type of UFO movie, I guess you could say. I won't give anything away, but it's quite different from what you're expecting, and again, 4K and the Blu-ray there. Really well done film on every level. There's certain sequences here that open up to the full frame IMAX format, which just looks spectacular on 4K. So definitely check this out. If you'll notice, there was a mistake they made. We have the 4K Ultra HD version. So is it 8K or 16K? I'm not sure. That was a mistake that they made on a few of these prints I've heard about, where they included the 4K on the top and bottom there, which they don't usually do. So that was kind of an interesting note there. Up next is Nightmare Alley. This is from one of my favorite directors of all time, Guillermo del Toro. This is one of his latest films. Nightmare Alley, it's kind of his take on a noir. So a classic kind of noir film, crime film. Takes place at a circus. A lot of interesting characters and character dynamics going on. Really well acted. Bradley Cooper, Cate Blanchett, Toni Collette, Rooney Mara. Just so many great actors here doing a great job. Another 2-disc 4K and Blu-ray there you see. So yeah, it's just a different type of movie. It's kind of an epic in length. It's 2.5 hours. Most noirs are much shorter, but this is really good. If you're into classic cinema and you want a kind of fresh take on that, this is a must-see. Really, really great looking movie. Up next, Top Gun Maverick. Most people's favorite film of the year. Made a ton of money, over $1 billion. Tom Cruise back as Maverick. Just a really great legacy sequel that takes place years and years after the original. Obviously came out back in the 80s, but this is definitely worth watching if you haven't seen it. The 4K looks and sounds incredible, and you know, it's just the 1-disc version is the one I have here, because really all I cared about having was the movie, and it still has, you know, special features on it as well. So really good, great cast, incredible aerial stunts. All of it's for real. It's just kind of mind-blowing when you think about it and when you actually see how they did these things. So if you haven't picked up Top Gun Maverick, definitely one of the favorite films of the year of mine and many others. So check that one out. Up next, one of my favorite films of all time, the ultimate comic book superhero film, Zack Snyder's Justice League. I already own this on Blu-ray, but this is one of the ones that I had to upgrade onto 4K, and I did it, and I do not regret it at all. This film looks amazing and sounds great. It was meant for the big screen, the 4K kind of format. This is actually a 4-disc version. They put the film, since it's a 4-hour film, truly epic in every way, they put it onto 2 4K discs, and also included 2 Blu-rays as well. Behind these are the Blu-rays. So that was nice. They included all those. But yeah, restore the Snyderverse. What else can I say? Up next from Arrow Video, this is a boutique Blu-ray label, Django. This is not Django Unchained, not the Quentin Tarantino Western with Jamie Foxx, but this was what inspired that movie, basically. This is a 1966 Western, a true spaghetti Western starring Italian actors, made in Italy. It's just a classic of the Western genre. Really kind of changed the game on many levels. Franco Nero plays Django and does a great job. Such a gritty, kind of intense, action-packed Western film. One of my favorites. So there's Django right there. All right, a few of these I actually got from my wife. She asked for a few Blu-rays as well, so I'm going to include those on this video. Just so you see what we've added to the collection. The Crimes of Grindelwald. This is the Fantastic Beasts trilogy. This is the second entry. We already had the first one. So we got that one. And we also got Secrets of Dumbledore to complete the trilogy there. So those both, Grindelwald is the 1-disc. And then Dumbledore is the 2-disc Blu-ray and DVD. So we got both of those as well. So that trilogy is now complete. Also got the classic Ella Enchanted, if you're not familiar with that. That's a classic kind of fairy tale starring Anne Hathaway. I hadn't seen it until we got married. She showed it to me, and I really liked it too. So I'm glad we own this, actually. And it's got the movie. It's got the special features. Very nice. Glad we have that one. Also had to get her Encanto. This is one that we are obsessed with here in this house. Our children love this one as much as we do, and we sing the songs all the time. So really fun one. I got this one 4K, has the 4K and the Blu-ray there. So this one's going to be watched a lot here for sure. Really fun. Going to the Criterion Collection, some new additions. The Devil's Backbone, another Guillermo del Toro film. As I mentioned before, one of my favorite directors of all time. All of his movies are wonderful. This is one of his best kind of horror ghost stories. This is a really, really good one. Criterion put together a very nice set here. Nice little booklet and the film on Blu-ray. so I'm glad that that one is now in my collection, trying to collect all of Mr. Del Toro's movies because he's just such a specific and different type of filmmaker. I've liked all of his movies. Another Criterion Collection edition is High Sierra. This is Humphrey Bogart's breakout role before he did Casablanca. And so this is a kind of Western noir. It's a noir kind of set in the desert. Raoul Walsh directed it. This is the 2-disc version. It's got another nice booklet there. And Criterion, they just always do such a great job with all of their movies. The transfers look great, they sound great, include tons of bonus features as well. So that one I'm excited to see. I've actually never seen this movie before, so I'm excited to watch it. Next up from Criterion, WALL-E. This is my all-time favorite Pixar movie. It is the first team up between Criterion and Disney. They've never allowed Criterion to use to release any of their films, but they decided to do so here. Criterion is becoming more popular, especially among collectors like me and fans of physical media, fans of film. And this is just their best movie, I think, on every level. Really like WALL-E. Includes tons of bonus features. Got this nice slip case that comes out here. You've got a booklet inside. You've got the 3-disc version, the 4K, 2 Blu-ray discs, packed with bonus features. The booklet is great. It's got a lot of concept art and script pages and things like that in there. So this was a must-own for me, even though I already had it on Blu-ray. What they added in here, the packaging, the 4K I hadn't had. So yeah, had to get WALL-E because it's just one of my all-time favorite sci-fi films, animated films, just movies in general. So I'm excited to watch that on 4K soon. Another one from Arrow Video is An American Werewolf in London. This is one of my favorite horror movies ever made. John Landis directed it. It's kind of a very dark comedy horror movie. Very different type of horror movie. Great body horror, great kind of grotesque prosthetics and what they did with the wolf transformation and all this stuff. And it's also very funny. Landis, he's known for directing comedies like The Blues Brothers and things like that. So this one's just a great movie. Arrow does a great job with their sets. They've got this slip on the back. They've got inside the movie itself with different art that you can actually change out. The 4K, the lots of bonus materials. It's even got a little booklet in here on American Werewolf in London, the making of the film and that type of thing. It's got a poster in there too. So lots of cool stuff that they include in these box sets that really make it worthwhile for collectors like me, giving me something a little different for the collection. Whatever they can add in there to make it worth my while is always appreciated. So nice sturdy box set here that I really I'm looking forward to watching soon. Also got It's a Wonderful Life on 4K. This is the oldest movie that I now own on 4K, and it looks phenomenal. It is really incredible what they were able to do with this. Even the black and white, old movie, but it looks really good on this format. And it is the 2-disc version, includes the Blu-ray. Some really good special features, including them talking about the restoration process, which was really interesting. So if you're at all a fan of this film, Frank Capra, Jimmy Stewart, classic Christmas movie, my favorite of all time, definitely get this on the 4K format if you have not. It is well worth the upgrade. Up next is The Green Knight. This is one of my favorite films of recent years. This is a poem brought to life in such a unique way. It is filmed by David Lowery. He's a director I really like. He did movies like A Ghost Story. He did the Disney remake of Pete's Dragon. He's done a lot of great films, always very introspective and contemplative and intelligent and just deep on many levels. And this is no exception, that's for sure. A lot of great imagery here, very allegorical, metaphorical, and A24 did a great job putting this out. You can see the writing, that kind of old-style English writing. It's a film based on the Arthurian legend of Sir Gawain, who is King Arthur's nephew. Some great artwork here on the front and back. Just really, really well done. Beautiful box set. You've got the disc here, nice disc art on it, and then it's set up like a book. So you have script notes, you have concept art, you have the poem that it's based on with commentary by the director, excerpts from the script, just really incredible box set that they put together here, that I really was impressed with. As soon as I opened it, I couldn't wait to get it open. And, just really looking forward to watching this one again. I've seen it a couple of times. And if you're at all into the kind of Arthurian myth, Excalibur and that type of thing, then this is definitely one to check out. It's a very different type of movie. It's not your typical, kind of sword and sorcery, action-packed film. It's different. It's more dramatic. It's, again, more contemplative. But the performances are great. The visuals are stupendous. And so definitely check out The Green Knight if you have not already. Thanks, Mom and Dad. And then my favorite, I saved my favorites for the last. The Green Knight is obviously one of my favorites, but I think my favorite of all of the Blu-rays and 4Ks and box sets I got this year, the Irish Folklore Trilogy from Cartoon Saloon is number one. First of all, the packaging is just beautiful to look at. I'm going to display this one very clearly for everyone to see. All the main characters from these three films are featured on the front. You've got the spine there, which tells you, the trilogy and then each film included, and then some nice artwork on the back as well. When you open it up, you've got this nice booklet, which tells you all about all of the films. You've got a poster of that cover art as well. And then when you slide this out, you see the artwork there, and then open it up and you have each film displayed very nicely in these beautiful artwork, sleeves. So well done. It's got a bonus disc as well, which I can't wait to dive into. This is just a great trilogy of movies a lot of people haven't even heard of, unfortunately. The Irish Folklore Trilogy is from Cartoon Saloon. They're a very small, independent animation studio. It's been around for not very long, about a decade or two, I think. And they just do a phenomenal job. Such unique looking movies, and the content is great. Your whole family can watch these, but they have such great meaning and depth to them, great themes, great messages. And so Irish Folklore Trilogy includes The Secret of Kells, Song of the Sea, and Wolf Walkers. This is actually the only place you can get Wolf Walkers because that was an Apple TV Plus exclusive. It's only streaming. They never released a Blu-ray or 4K of it. You can only get it in this box set. So I'm really happy that I own all three of these. I did not own any of them previously, but I've seen each of these movies a couple of times, and they just blow me away every time I watch them. So if you can get your hands on these, I would highly recommend it. So yeah, that's it, folks. That is the entire, let me go ahead and stack them up. All right, folks. Well, that's it. They don't even all fit in frame. That's the haul from Christmas 2022. Make sure you comment below with your favorite in the collection that I received this year, and let me know if you received any this year for Christmas as well. Thank you so much for joining us. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell so you get notifications of all our videos here at The Real World. We'll see you next time.